Today we are going to be removing the supposedly non-removable valve core from a Presta valve assembly. We will need pliers, a binder clip, and a bicycle spoke. You'll notice the problem here is that these non-serviceable units have a valve core that remains within the valve assembly. However, you can get around this by taking a pair of pliers and forcing the valve core retention nut off of the valve core. Once you've done this, and if you're not careful, you can actually lose the valve core within the tube. This valve core will only go one direction, and that's directly into the tube. You want to avoid doing this because it's going to take a lot of time to fish it back out. There it goes. So what's the right way to go about this? I have a technique here and I'm going to share it with you now. So go ahead and pinch the tube just below the valve stem using your fingers as you're using the pliers to unfasten the valve core nut. You're going to want to keep your fingers there so that the valve core does not slip into the tube and get lost. What I like to do is take a bicycle spoke and gently push the valve core down in between my fingers, and that way I'm always in control of it all the time. You don't want to let go of that valve core. Take your time and be careful here, and just be cautious. Here's a cross-sectional view of what's going inside the tube. If you want to lower the valve core some more, just use both hands to pinch move it downwards. Once the valve core is clear of the stem, go ahead and pinch it in place with the binder clip. This way we can hold it here until we're ready to reinstall the valve core. At this point, you're ready to install slime or whatever it is you want to do with your valve core out of the way. In order to do a reinstallation, make sure you have a good grip on the valve core and then remove the binder clip. We're going to have to do this by feel, and we're going to be moving the valve core up in through the valve stem. So go ahead and pinch the tube and try to get the valve core back in through the stem. Once you feel it's in there, you can then turn the valve core assembly and the valve stem assembly upside down and give it a little shake, and the core should drop through the stem, ready for the nut to be placed back on. In order to tighten this nut back on, I like to take my fingernail and push the valve core towards one side of the valve stem just to hold it in place, and then I go ahead and thread the valve core nut back in. Sometimes you need pliers, sometimes you don't, and then that's it. You're ready to go. Air it up, put the little cap on, and you are all set.